the second round of the Western Conference Playoffs. Game 3 on the way on EA Sports. We're at Moda Center in downtown Portland, Oregon. Tonight, it's the Portland Trailblazers getting set to match up with the Los Angeles Lakers. Along with Jay Williams, I'm Ed Cohen. Jay, you look at the Lakers coming in. They held their ground in the first 2 games at their place. Now the test begins as they take the 2-0 lead on the road.
And you know, the first 2 games held the form, but now the series shifts. So this crowd is going to need to give them everything they can for an advantage. Even though this isn't a must-win, they need to play like it is because you don't want to be down 3-0.
Nothing going here on that drive. To the basket's McCollum, but a shot won't go down. Here's Schroeder with it. Just getting started in Game 3. Lillard to Nurkic. You've got to get that one to go. Across midcourt, it's Schroeder. He'll run the offense. To James. Calls out of bounds. Last touch by LeBron James. Lillard to McCollum. Anthony Davis snatching it out of the air.
Just erasing mistakes left and right.
C.J. McCollum. First couple didn't go. That one is true. LeBron into the front court. Down just a couple. And flushes it down. No stopping AD here.
That probably won't be the last time we see a dunk from him tonight. Maybe sometimes you should send a message. Give him a hard foul. Don't let it be so easy.
Nothing going here on that drive. McCollum. Kuzma to the basket, but his shot stays out. Anthony to Lillard. Beyond the arc for 3. Missed it. Oh, Yusuf Nurkic. Missed his first. That one goes.
He's been doing this for years. The physicality in which he plays. No one wants to see that. You're going to leave the game with black and blue marks all over your body.
James down low for Davis. Old school. Backs his man down for the basket.
Old school equals high percentage.
Portland has the ball. Lillard to McCollum. And the Lakers have the rebound. Plenty of contact. The shot no good. McCollum with the basketball. Looking to make something happen to Lillard. Anthony to McCollum. Shot clock winding down. C.J. McCollum. He's 2 for 5. Not great, but trending.
You see, you can't actually get mesmerized by the ball. You actually have to focus on the dribbler's belly button. I know that may sound cheesy, but trust me, he can't go anywhere without his core.
Can't connect from inside. To McCollum. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. A tough make there for C.J. McCollum. Can't fault the defender on that one.
For average shooters, that's not a great shot. But for a great shooter, that's a good look.
Couldn't keep it in. Off Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. It's Portland ball. Lillard to McCollum. Sizing up the defense. Short jumper off the mark.
I'm not sure that the contest on the shot contributed to the miss, but what it might have done is seep into the confidence of the shooter that the next time he might decide to try to drive to the rim instead of settling for a jump.
Anthony Davis, 3 for 4. Good start. Who compares to AD offensively?
We would be doing a disservice if we compared AD just to one player. He's an amalgamation. Think about Tim Duncan, Kevin Garnett, Marcus Camby. Throw them all into a blender, you get Anthony Davis.
LeBron with it up top. 5-point game. To Davis. Off the mark. Anthony to McCollum. Here comes the screen. Nothing going here on that drive. Down to 5. Down to 4 to shoot. Deep 2 there. Won't go. LeBron into the front court. Down 5. They'll get it down to Davis. And look out. Jay, this is getting scary fast.
If you're the defense, you have to deny him the ball. Maybe throw a box and one. Maybe throw a zone. Maybe even throw the kitchen sink because he's putting on a show in the first quarter.
McCollum. Here again, Schroeder. To Lillard. Oh, good defense by the Lakers. They come away with the steal. Got it.
And sometimes less is more. Keeping it simple is the best way.
To McCollum. Oh, leaves the defender in the dust. McCollum to Anthony. No good, and no foul. Across the timeline comes James. Down a point. They go down to Davis. Anthony Davis. He's now shooting 5 for 7.
And if you don't contest, he's knocking that down with ease.
To McCollum. Going to launch beyond the arc. The hot shooting continues. He's got 12 in the first quarter, including that trifecta.
And Ed, did you see how quick his release was? There was no wasted motion from the waist up.
Schroeder sizing up the all-star Lillard. To Davis, down low. Able to convert inside.
Hand down, man down. You got to get up and contest the shot.
Knocks it down from mid-range.
It looks like he's using his ball handling to feel the game out. I know it looks like he's just playing around out there trying to get the fans going. That is true, but he's also finding his rhythm.
Mixing things up. Hockey line substitutions. Both teams making changes. James to Davis. And count the basket inside.
They're going to have to find answers defensively and quickly because he's carving them up in the first quarter.
To Rodney Hood. McCollum guarded by Schroeder. Short jumper misses. James sizing up Leonard. To Davis. Shot from in close, no good. Trailblazers with the basketball. McCollum to Rodney Hood. McCollum picked up by Schroeder. Doesn't get the bounce. To Schroeder. Oh, Dennis Schroeder. 2 for 2. That's what you want.
And did you see the lift on the shot? Did you see the ball release off the hand? To be able to have the concentration to finish with such a feathery touch in the midst of contact, that's something special to watch.
McCollum to Rodney Hood. Here comes the screen. Hood. McCollum shot off the mark. James into the front court. 2-point advantage to Davis. Scores from the post.
Woo, did you see that? Eyes to the rim, and the rest was all net.
Portland's got it. McCollum. Foot was on the line. It's a turnover. We have both squads set to make some moves right now. Schroeder with the basketball. They lead it. 4-point game. Davis to Schroeder. Driving right to the basket. Down low for Davis. The jumper's off the mark.
That's how you do it. You keep riding him to the basket, and if the refs aren't calling it, keep being physical. Keep knocking him off balance.
Missed it. Not much more you could ask for from the defense there. Smith with it up top. Leads 4. To Davis. Big slam. Oh, he looked like he was on a mission. Jay, they've had no answer for this guy.
He's been on fire this first quarter. That's the way you take it right to your opponent. You attack right out of the gate.
To McCollum. Shot clock coming down to 4. Down to 3. 4-3. Rodney Hood couldn't get open. Misses the shot.
And look, sometimes you don't have it going every single night. Maybe utilize yourself as a decoy and get some teammates involved with your passing.
Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
So many times we get on the defender for quote-unquote letting the offensive player score on an and one. Sometimes there's a lucky bounce, but more often than not, it's the offensive player who makes the play happen despite the defender's best intentions.
Montrezl Harrell at the line for a chance at a 3-point play. Numbers not in his favor. 61% for his career. The free throw good as he completes the 3-point play. And the lead is up to 9. We'll get a stoppage here. Timeout Portland as they'll go over some tactics now in this first quarter of play.
Hey.
Coach has seen enough. He wants some changes. New personnel onto the floor. Lillard guarded by Cook. To Rodney Hood. Lillard in a matchup with Quinn Cook. D's got it. Damian Lillard. 2 for 3 now here in the first.
Attack mode isn't a switch that you can just turn on and off. He needs to do more of that. We need to see him penetrate, get into that lane, and create.
Quinn Cook up against the Weber State product. To Davis. Good look that time, but off the mark. To Lillard. And that's going to get out of bounds. Off a Laker, so it remains Portland basketball. Hood. Andre Drummond. Tips it.
Don't stare him down like that afterwards.
They'll get it down to Davis. Finishing inside the paint on that one.
This has been a good first quarter for him so far. That wasn't an easy shot, but he was able to knock it down and add to their lead.
Has a chance. Hood shot. No good. They'll let one fly from half court. That's the end of one here in game number 3. Jay and I return in a moment. You're tuned into the Western Conference semifinals on EA Sports. Ed Cohen, Jay Williams with you as we get things started here in the second quarter. Lillard to Rodney Hood. Fires the three. Can't go down. Smothering defense. It's Cook with the basketball. The lead stands at 9. To Davis. Shot from the lane won't go.
And that's next level defense. The defender took away the pocket space of the shooter. Now as a shooter, they shoot hundreds of shots each and every day from that pocket with consistency. Now you force them to change the angle or the positioning of that pocket, you're going to lower the chances of them making that shot.
Los Angeles, they have it. To J.R. Smith. Caldwell Pope. They go down to Davis. A fundamental shot right there. Lillard in a matchup with Quinn Cook. Andre Drummond able to recover with the block. Cook to bring it into the front court. It's a 9-point lead. Oh, ferocious slam inside. He was ready right at the tip.
What a first half he's having. He came out of the gate, attacked, found ways to get to the rim. Now look how easy the game is coming to him.
Gets it in the left corner. Lillard down low for Turner. And he buries it.
There you go, finally. Shoot your shot.
It's Cook with the basketball. He'll run the offense. Just enough of a head fake to help on that one.
I'll look out for that same move on the next possession, though.
Trailblazers take over. Lillard, they'll get it down to Leonard. Almost unlucky bounce. Another follow, still no good. Anthony Davis, guarded by Turner. To Drummond. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
And I know there's so much excitement about the play, but everybody looks at the player. More people need to pay attention to the guy at the end of the bench, the strength and conditioning coach, because this kid's been putting in the time and effort every day in the weight room.
One free throw up and good. The lead now 14. Here comes the screen. Andre Drummond. Huge block.
That's why a rim protector is a necessity in this game.
Smith. Off the assist.
Well, when you play for each other and not just for yourself, that's when great things happen. You essentially lose yourself in what the team is trying to accomplish. It's called unselfish basketball. And there's nothing more beautiful than rewarding your teammate with a nice pass and letting them finish for 2 or 3 points.
With the fadeaway, burns him for the basket.
You feel that? I see the confidence building.
Cook to bring it into the front court. They lead it by 14. A bad pass there. Blazers have it. It's Lillard for 2. Shot by Lillard, no good. Nice follow-up on the dunk there.
And when you get your prescription, you take your medicine and you call it a day.
Lakers ball. A pass stolen by Portland. Covington to Lillard. Andre Drummond with the block.
Ed, that's light work for a guy with his ability.
Can't connect. Nice touch around the basket with the tip.
That's what I'm talking about, Ed. It's that simple. Put the ball in the bucket.
It's Cook with the basketball. His team leads it by 10. And 2 for AD.
There are certain guys in this league that should be put on alert status 24/7 because either they're posterizing you or that attempt can still be a poster.
Nothing going here on that drive. From the outside, no good. Anthony Davis picked up by Carmelo Anthony. Lillard. Knock loose. Lakers have it.
That's called game plan execution to perfection. Every possession on the road is critical.
To Kyle Kuzma. Drummond. Nice pace. Sets it up and slams it down. That has to feel deflating for the other side.
They've really came out and made a statement so far in this first half. Another powerful dunk, but another easy dunk. When are we going to see some defense?
Davis to J.R. Smith. Now ready for a couple of free throws.
I don't know about that one, Ed. I always thought your hand was part of the ball.
J.R. Smith has got 2 shots coming. For his career, 73%. Misses the first. Good bounce back. Hits the second. It's a 1 of 2 trip. McCollum into the front court. Trailing by 15 to Lillard. To McCollum. Trying to cash in. Knocks it down. Off the step back.
And CJ is a guy that doesn't get the respect that he deserves on a nationwide level. 3 straight seasons averaging over 20 points per game. He's a guy that's automatically in range once he leaves the car entering the stadium.
Time to adjust. Both coaches making changes on the floor. Schroeder against the Lehigh product. Yusuf Nurkic rejects it.
Sent a message on that one, Ed.
Oh, Jay, he commands the paint this time down.
No doubt about where that one was headed.
LBJ has it. To Davis. Schroeder. To Davis. Rebound, Covington. McCollum with the basketball. Down 11. To Nurkic. And he's fouled. Earns a trip to the foul line, Jay.
And as a defender, you cannot, I repeat, you cannot foul in the act of upward motion into your shot. Your timing needs to be better.
Knocks down the first. No back-to-back free throws here. He missed the second. Robert Covington with a piece.
Just erasing mistakes left and right.
To the rim, lays it up and in.
You know, Ed, the effort is what concerns me the most. Effort is replenishable. If you're tired, raise your hand, check yourself out. Get somebody who actually wants to get back in transition and play some defense. That will help your team win the game, not you just staying in the game to be better on offense.
Count the basket inside.
Well, they have such great flow to their offense this evening. The ball isn't sticking to one player individually. It's moving around the perimeter, and it's zipping. They're playing with a special cohesiveness.
To Anthony. Here comes the screen. Andre Drummond pins it.
Just incredible timing on that swat.
Lakers at the controls right now. Oh, Dennis Schroeder. That's 3 now on 4 shots.
Look, there was barely any contact on that last play. I agree with the ref's no call. Let him play.
McCollum to Covington. Anthony. Here again, Schroeder. Portland down to 4 to shoot. To McCollum. Here's a chance from long range. Had made his first couple, but he misses there. Here's Schroeder with it. Up a dozen. To Davis. Schroeder. Anthony Davis. Picked up by Carmelo Anthony. And a whistle.
Ed, you can't lunge like that.
Both teams tweaking their lineups. Here come some changes. Davis. To James. Runner here. Won't go down. Hood to Lillard. To Anthony. From long range. That's no good. Off the mark. Oh, working hard there. Collects the rebound and gets it back up for the slam.
Oh, man, did you see that swiftness? He dunked that thing like a tennis ball.
It looked like that in his hand. To Drummond. From the painted area, won't go down. Covington to Lillard. Flushes it home.
And a lot of folks last year, including myself, were surprised that Dame was named first-team All-NBA ahead of Russell Westbrook. Look, I love Dame's game, but come on, man. Russ averaged a triple-double for the 2nd season in a row. Stop it.
Wide open. Too easy. You can't give him that look.
It's plain and it's simple. The difference between a winning team and a losing organization is the fact that their ability to finish plays. You have to find a way defensively to finish these type of plays to win this game.
Lillard, defended by Quinn Cook. Quinn Cook swats it.
That kid can block out the sun, Ed.
Davis. To Drummond. The big fella, Andre Drummond. He is shooting well. He's made 2/3 of his shots.
And see, this is simple. This is where the PG pulls the bigs over to the side and says, we can't allow that to happen. You need to be an enforcer down low.
Defense making the ball handler work. 5 seconds to shoot. Shot from in close, no good.
Oh! Out there looking like the Kimbe Mutombo.
Took it right to him, and the defender was ready. Using the post to his advantage there, and the finish at the rim.
That's what I'm talking about. Nice finish. It's all business.
LeBron into the front court. The lead stands at 10. To Drummond. Slams it down. And boy, that was a lot to navigate.
You know, from a point guard perspective, one of the things that I learned when I played in the league was that the more I was willing to give the ball up, the harder other players were willing to run to their spots. The harder the bigs were running to the rim. The harder the three-point shooters were running to the three-point line because they knew they could be active recipients. And when they caught the ball, they knew exactly what to do with it.
Lillard to Anthony. Oh, nice find for the basket. Now the Lakers are going to call a timeout as they'll talk things over here in the second quarter.
Here's an announcement for the parents in the crowd. Have you considered enrolling your son or daughter in one of our summer basketball camps? Space is limited, so you must act soon. Visit our team website for more details.
New blood coming in for both sides. James to Davis, down low. To Drummond, and stuffs it home.
This type of game needs to be celebrated. This is the type of culture that is fostered when you play with unselfish players. When you give up a little bit of yourself and you make your teammate look great, that's the difference between winning and losing. So when you see these guys smiling, when you see them giving each other high fives, that's because of the energy that was created from the pass. Pass is one of the most brilliant things we have in this game.
Covington to Nurkic. Deep two there, won't go.
The contest was good, but you being a nuisance was great. Continue to be that gnat that no matter how many times you swing at it, it never goes away.
So the two teams will head to the locker room as we reach the break here in game number 3. Let's get you to Orlando, where we say hello to Jalen Rose in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Jalen.
Thanks, Ed. Let's get right into the action here. The Lakers will start the second half with a decent lead. They decided to make a statement in the opening half, and they did it by throwing down dunk after dunk after dunk. I think the rim is still shaking. These are the guys getting buckets for the Los Angeles Lakers. The Trailblazers are down at halftime and in need of some momentum. They've got the break to figure some things out. And trust me, they've got a few things to figure out. Still, it's not like they're totally out of this game. These are the guys getting buckets for the Portland Trailblazers.
Game track. Assists.
The Los Angeles Lakers are a team that's playing unselfish basketball and reaping the benefits. Great chemistry from these guys in the opening half, and it bodes well for them moving forward. Anthony Davis is doing the most sharing with his teammates.
Player of the half.
The 2021 NBA playoffs
Anthony
two-round
Davis
games and
earns the
highlights will be
recognition
coming
because
up
of the
next
sheer
on
number of
Sports
dunks he
Groove
threw
in
down, one after
2021.
another. He kept rattling the rim, with his awesome slams.
Who was cold?
Forget cold. This guy will be happy to be lukewarm at this point. He can't seem to get anything going. Here are the top plays from the opening half.
Number 2. Number 1.
And that concludes our halftime report. Thanks for joining us, and see you again after the game.
Portland has the ball. Here comes the screen. Lillard to McCollum. Lillard to Anthony. Yes, Carmelo Anthony. Consistent effort. He's at 50%.
Here's a tip for your defense. You can't give him that much space. You have to push up into his personal space and make him play the majority of the possessions with his back to the basket. Because if you allow him to open up, there's no stopping.
Schroeder to James. Yusuf Nurkic sends it away.
Ed, that's light work for a guy with his ability.
Lillard guarded by Schroeder. Lets it fly from long range. Damian Lillard, not much more the defense could have done. It's a contested three.
And the game flow in the second half is completely different than the first. That first half equals out of sight, out of mind. Way to recalibrate in the locker room and find your rhythm back on the court.
Knocked loose. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at three coming up.
So many times we get on the defender for quote-unquote letting the offensive player score on an and one. Sometimes there's a lucky bounce, but more often than not, it's the offensive player who makes the play happen despite the defender's best intentions.
Robert Covington trying to cash in on a three-point play. For his career, 82%. And he can't convert the free throw. Across midcourt, it's Schroeder. Leads 5. Oh, Dennis Schroeder. He's now 4 for 6.
This is where I go back into player mode. If a dude starts to try to have 40 points on me, I'm going to foul out. I'm going to start hitting him in places he's not used to being hit. I'm trying to do anything to throw him off his game.
McCollum won't go. He needs some luck on his side given how they're defending. Schroeder with the basketball. Lead stands at 7. And the slam.
I see the easy dunk, but what I don't see is energy. Scream, do something. Get yourself emotionally involved in the game.
Here comes the screen. Lillard. Los Angeles has the basketball. Caldwell Pope, defended by McCollum. To James. Nothing going here on that drive. Off the penetration, almost, but no good.
Ed, the game is so different. In today's NBA, defenders are longer, quicker, and more athletic than we've ever seen before. So offensively, as a shooter, you either have to be able to create more space off the dribble for your shot or have a much faster release. Ideally, you have both in your arsenal.
Oh, Yusuf Nurkic. Quiet night, but 2 for 3 in the contest right now.
Woo, did you see that? Eyes to the rim, and the rest was all net.
Schroeder to James. Robert Covington sends it away.
Oh, he blocked that with authority.
Anthony Davis, defended by Lillard. Anthony Davis, snatching it out of the air. McCollum. Hauled in by James. Here's Schroeder with it. His team up by 7. Nothing going here on that drive. LeBron guarded by Nurkic. To Davis. Has a look. The shot no good for Davis. On the follow. Way to stay with it.
He's been doing this for years. The physicality in which he plays. No one wants to see that. You're going to leave the game with black and blue marks all over your body.
Anthony to Nurkic. Nurkic rocking the rim. Jay, let's see if that's a sign for him.
Well, he's been pretty much non-existent the first 3 quarters. But when you have a play like that, that can get the juices going, and that can help you with your offensive rhythm.
James to Davis. Knocked loose. Blazers have it. Lillard guarded by Schroeder. Here comes the screen. Lillard to Nurkic. Oh, Yusuf Nurkic looking good. 4 for 5.
And there's nothing more mentally intimidating for your opponent than when your own teammates are unselfish and make sure that you get the ball because they want you to drop 70 on them, maybe like Devin Booker did last year.
Schroeder defended by Melo. Oh, highlight moves. Tough to pull off with the defender all over you. Off the mark. He loves the tough shots, but that one may be too tough. It's Portland ball. Nothing going here on that drive. Driving is Lillard, but his shot won't fall.
It's easy for the offense to get agitated when you keep turning around and the defense is right there in your face. The jawing is only going to escalate.
And 2 for AD.
Oh, man, you're not supposed to be able to do that with that size, but in today's game, dexterity and mobility are off the charts for bigs.
To Anthony. Lillard against Schroeder. To McCollum. Fires the 3. That's off the side of the rim, short.
And big-time coaching strategy by the staff right there, utilizing their bench, keeping fresh legs on that shooter consistently throughout the course of the game.
Around the perimeter to James. Here comes the screen. James, defended by Yusuf Nurkic. That's what you like to see off the pick and roll. Nice, easy basket.
It's easy to become mesmerized when you watch a player who can create off the dribble. We call that dancing. When you allow a player to dance with that much space, that's Prob City.
Both coaches dipping into their reserves. Changes coming onto the floor. Easy path to the rim.
It seems like yesterday I was rapping with this kid during the NBA pre-draft workout. He looked scrawny. Nobody knew if he could really make it. But the arrow continues to point straight up for Dame Lillard. Another terrific season. A first-time All-NBA first-team player. Tied for 4th in the league in scoring last year. This kid is no doubt about it. Dame time.
And now he's going to shoot a few more as he's fouled going up for it.
Ed, as a defender, you cannot, I repeat, you cannot foul in the act of upward motion into your shot. Your timing needs to be better.
And he connects on the first free throw. And he makes them both. Lillard, the pass taken away by the Lakers.
You know, Ed, sometimes you're just more ready to play than your opponent. The intensity and the effort is off the charts.
Pau Gasol, better late than never. That was his first shot, and it goes down. Trailblazers with the basketball. Lillard, guarded by Schroeder. Takes stock of the floor. Lillard to Anthony. And scores.
And Melo will be the first one to tell you this. He's not ready to be a role player just yet. He can still put up points in bunches. Didn't shoot the ball that well last year. Averaged around 16 a game. The lowest total of his 15-year career.
Wow. James, defended by Melo. Nothing going here on that drive. Count it. No and one. There was some contact there.
When the ball's in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
Lillard picked up by Schroeder. Short jumper off the mark. Across midcourt, it's Schroeder. The lead is 11. Has a chance. He's looking for that touch.
I love when I see a good contest. You're crowding the player's landing space, which naturally makes him worrisome about turning an ankle on that landing.
Nothing going here on that drive. Knocks it down from mid-range.
Clearly not afraid of the spotlight here, because that was not an easy look.
LeBron James matched up with Nurkic. The drive right to the basket. Short jumper off the mark.
It's easy. Force guys into low percentage shots. That's the reason why we're big into stats. It was all provided to you before the game in the scouting report.
To Lillard. Trying to cash in. Wide open look. Won't go.
Just seems like there's lead in the feet of the defenders. You have to bounce quicker to the ball to deter that shot.
LeBron James, 4 out of 10.
This offseason, I heard so many voices, even that of the great Shaquille O'Neal, talking about how LBJ needed to submit his own legacy. Well, for LeBron, it's not about chasing external accolades. It's about hunting your own legacy, and that's to be the greatest of all time.
Some lineup changes now for both clubs. Lillard, defended by Quinn Cook. With the fadeaway, burns him for the basket. Los Angeles, they have it. James matched up with Aminu. Has a look. The screen sets him up for two.
Bread and butter. And there are few that can do it better off the screen.
Lillard up against the Spaniard. Nothing going here on that drive. Dame rises. Shot by Lillard, no good.
I'm not sure that the contest on the shot contributed to the miss, but what it might have done is seep into the confidence of the shooter that the next time he might decide to try to drive to the rim instead of settling for a jumper.
LeBron matched up with Lillard. To J.R. Smith. They've slowed down the pace. Now 3 on the shot clock to James. For 3, he was all over him. To Lillard. Nothing going here on that drive. Lillard on the drive, but he can't finish.
That's superb defense. That's a defense getting there from the weak side early and making the player short on the shot.
LeBron James, defended by Lillard. Add 2 points to the board.
Hey, one of the things I hear all the great teams say in the huddle, they say 1, 2, 3, no mercy. Now it's time for you to go even harder on the defensive end.
Count the basket at the rim.
Might have had an extra dribble or 2 there, but he got the shot even.
LBJ with it. Surveys the floor. Chance here for LeBron. Knocks it down off the step back. Jay, what makes LeBron so special on the offensive end?
Well, first and foremost, look at that frame. 6'9", 265 pounds with the agilities of a guard. He can blow by you. If he dips that shoulder, there's no way. There is nobody in the NBA that can guard that man one-on-one.
Lillard, that's how you defend.
Shooters shoot, period. I don't want to hear any excuses. That's why you're on the floor. You keep doing what you're doing with that superior confidence.
The jab step opens up space to knock down the jumper. Straight on 3, at the buzzer. That ends the 3rd quarter. So far, it's been all Lakers. It'll be Lakers ball as we begin the 4th quarter. And this one, Jay, not totally in the win column yet, but with a double-digit lead, you have to like their chances.
I love when I start seeing fans exit the arena so early in this game, and I hear people say, this one should be in the bag. Well, guess what? It's never a guarantee. You have to be careful not to slow down the pace of the game and take the air out of the basketball. You have to put your foot on the gas and try to win this game with a sense of urgency.
Lillard, defended by Quinn Cook. Beyond the arc for 3. It's LeBron with the rebound. To J.R. Smith. Driving right to the basket. The shot almost. Lillard to Rodney Hood. Goes to the left side. Here comes the screen. And he's going to the free throw line.
Okay, now we're on the home stretch, and you got a big lead. Don't let your opponent back in this game by giving up extra possessions.
Evan Turner, a couple of free throws on the way. For his career, 78% at the line. And hits the first free throw. Good free throw shooting. Knocks down a pair. Schroeder with the basketball. The advantage is 13 points. Here comes the screen. Smith. A bad pass there. Blazers have it.
You go back to the principles, things that we started working on when we were in first and second grade. It's called the shell drill. You stay down in the stance defensively, you try to deny the next pass away, and you have to communicate. If your conditioning is bad, you have no chance. But if you're able to do all these things together, collectively, you will be able to stop a great passing team.
The pass set it all up.
It's really a dope thing when passing becomes infectious. But don't become overly passive. Still take your shots when they're there.
Quinn Cook matched up with Aminu. And a throwdown.
Well, we got a chance to firsthand watch something be created. I think we just watched an epidemic of passing. I've never seen something like this before. It was so contagious, everybody started to do it, and it ultimately led to the other team's demise.
If that's an epidemic, sign me up. Defense, making the ball carrier work. Lakers ball. Quinn Cook, guarded by McCollum. Here comes the screen. To Schroeder. Not that time.
I just love where this takes you into the psychological battle as a player offensively. Was that a great contest, or did you just miss the shot? But now you have me thinking about that the entire next possession.
Here's Schroeder with it. It's an 11-point game. Here comes the screen. To Schroeder. He'll get it down low to Harrell. Slam dunk. Now the Blazers will use a timeout as they'll talk things over here in this fourth quarter. Looks like both teams are making substitutions. McCollum, here again Schroeder. Down low for Leonard. Anthony Davis! Tips it. This will be out of bounds off of Davis. Covington. Caldwell Pope to Davis. Knocked loose. Blazers come away with it. Gets toughness right there. Physical inside, gets it to go.
Oh, don't see the read, be the read.
Across midcourt, it's Schroeder. He'll run the offense. To Davis. Stuffs it down with authority.
But did you see the way he was able to do it, Ed? Did you see him constantly probe the defense by maintaining his dribble? Ultimately, if you keep your eyes on all the other defenders, they will lose track of where the ball is. That's where you slip a quick pass in for an easy dime.
Hood to McCollum. Lets it fly from beyond the arc, and the rebound taken down by the Lakers. To Schroeder. Down low for Davis. To Caldwell Pope. Going to launch beyond the arc. Hood with the rebound. McCollum into the front court. The deficit now up to 13. To Rodney Hood. Here comes the screen. Great defense there, forcing the pickup. Covington. To McCollum. Jumper's good.
Hand down, man down. You got to get up and contest the shot.
Schroeder with the basketball. Looking to make something happen. To Davis.
Los Angeles Clippers led Series 1-0 over Utah Jazz in the 2021 NBA playoffs 2-round season 8 games.
No one wants to see that. You're going to lead the game with black and blue marks all over your body.
Here comes the screen. McCollum to Rodney Hood. 4-3. Cleans it up. Montrezl Harrell able to recover with the block.
Sent a message on that one, Ed.
Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
And I love the smile on the face of the offensive player. Sometimes luck is on your side. I don't know how that shot went in, but and one.
Dennis Schroeder at the line for a chance at a three-point play. For his career, 82%. Free throw's good as they continue to widen their lead. Portland's got it. Lillard to McCollum. Oh, he had him there for a second. Lillard.
New York Knicks led Series 2-0 over Philadelphia 76ers in the 2021 NBA playoffs 2-round season 8 games.
This type of game needs to be celebrated. This is the type of culture that is fostered when you play with unselfish players. When you give up a little bit of yourself and you make your teammate look great, that's the difference between winning and losing. So when you see these guys smiling, when you see them giving each other high fives, that's because of the energy that was created from the pass. The pass is one of the most brilliant things we have in this game.
A lot of contact. Shots no good and no foul.
It's easy for the offense to get agitated when you keep turning around and the defense is right there in your face. The jawing is only going to escalate.
Too much contact. And free throws coming. Kyle Kuzma at the line for 2 shots. A career 70% free throw shooter. First one, count it. Two for 2 on that trip. Lillard to Nurkic. Oh, good defense by the Lakers. They come away with the steal. Kuzma to Davis. Baseline drive. And 2 for AD.
You know, it reminds me out of a story a legendary coach once told me. He said, if you ever get in a fight, you're not going to hit
Series is
somebody
now
with an
tied
open
at
hand,
1-1
correct?
between
You'll probably
Miami
break a
Heat
face.
and
If you hit
Brooklyn
somebody
Nets in the
with a fist, what is that?
2021
That's 5
NBA
fingers working
playoffs
collectively
2-round
together
season 8
as
games.
one. That's how you deliver a knockout punch, and that's what we're seeing tonight.
James guarded by McCollum. To Davis. Converts in the paint. Nice finish at the rim.
And sometimes less is more. Keeping it simple is the best way.
To McCollum. Anthony to Lillard. Down to 5 on the 24. C.J. McCollum. No good. That's great defense.
And big-time coaching strategy by the staff right there, utilizing their bench, keeping fresh legs on that shooter consistently throughout the course of the game.
Anthony Davis, trying to cash in on a three-point play. For his career, 79% at the line. Off the mark on his free throw. To McCollum. Here comes the screen. Has a chance? Yes! Carmelo Anthony. He's now 4 for 6.
Did you see the way that dribble freed him up? It created so much space. I did, but the defender didn't.
James to Davis. Robert Covington. Huge block.
Blocking so many shots only gives your perimeter that much more confidence to really apply more pressure.
Here comes the screen. Lillard picked up by Schroeder. To Anthony. McCollum down low, Nurkic. Lakers at the controls right now. Schroeder to Davis. C.J. McCollum with the block. Yusuf Nurkic rejects it. That's his 3rd block this evening.
This game is all about playing mind tricks on people. The offense is more worried about getting their shot blocked than they are about actually making the shot.
McCollum to Lillard. Fires the 3. Well defended. Covington's a tough matchup. To Kyle Kuzma. James. To Lillard.
I got ball. It's all me.
Deep 2 there. Won't go.
Let's be realistic. He's probably not going to miss a lot of shots. But the more effort you can give, you want to try to tire him out. Take his legs away. Make him work to catch the ball. That's how you win a defensive battle.
Driving is Lillard, but his shot won't fall.
That's superb defense. That's a defense getting there from the weak side early and making the player short on the shot.
Here's Schroeder with it. His guys holding the big lead. Robert,
Oh, he just blocked that shot out of bounds.
Jay, they're lucky they get the ball back.
Here's one of the biggest secrets as we move into this new age of basketball, especially in the draft room. You have to draft players with size and length. That's the biggest deterrent for any team offensively.
Kuzma. To Davis. Shot clock's at 5. Down to 4. Shot by Kuzma, no good. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
People become so fixated on the hands or the arms or the strengths of the arms. I look at the legs. The strength of his legs help him power through that play. That's how you get and ones.
Robert Covington at the line for a chance at a 3-point play. He's struggled so far. Free throw good, and the lead back down to 15. LBJ. A drive down the lane, but the shot won't go down.
And one of the most underrated things in this game is quick lateral speed. Good job by utilizing that speed and taking away the lane.
Anthony, here again Schroeder. He was all over him. Missed the shot, no free throws. Across midcourt, it's Schroeder. His guys up by 15. Kuzma, defended by Melo. To Davis. Knocks knocks it down off the step back.
The versatility of Anthony Davis makes him one of the most special players in the league today. He can score on you with his back to the basket, but if you also leave him open on the perimeter, he's going to knock that down with ease.
The pass taken away by the Lakers. The Lakers get the victory. They've taken a commanding lead in this best-of-7 series. 3 games to none. 1 victory left. For my partner, Jay Williams, and our entire crew, I'm Ed Cohen. This has been the NBA Playoffs on EA Sports. Find out more at easports.com. Until next time, good night.
Hey everyone, it's Jalen Rose, and it's time for the EA Sports post-game wrap-up. The Lakers put one in the win column with a solid performance. Sometimes a team can hurt itself by being too aggressive on defense, and sometimes a team can guarantee itself a win by using defensive aggression in a focused way, like we saw here today. What you see here is how the majority of the points were scored for the Los Angeles Lakers. The Trailblazers didn't lose big, but it wasn't exactly close either. And even though some of them smiled and shook hands with the other guys after the game, you could tell by the way they headed to the tunnels how disappointed they were about this loss. What you see here is how the majority of the points were scored for the Portland Trailblazers.
Game track. Assists.
The Los Angeles Lakers showed off the kind of team chemistry that coaches love to see from their players. The more they moved the ball, it showed how much they trust each other. In the end, they got to win, and it looked like they had a great time doing it.
Player of the game.
Anthony Davis was happy to throw down plenty of dunks, and if the defense happened to be there, he brought them along for the ride.
Who was cold?
What can you say about a guy like this? Except that he fits the title of this segment. He was definitely cold in this game. Here are the top plays.
Number 2. Number 1.
That does it for us. On behalf of the rest of the crew, good night.